Most people who move abroad don't fail, they just quietly regret it.
When I got here, my first 10 years, I regretted coming here, to be honest. I wish I stayed back.
Not immediately, but slowly.
One thing you regret the most?
I think leaving the Caribbean and coming to America.
Really? Why is that?
I left my house, my inheritance, everything in the Caribbean. I had it made. I came here when I was 30 years in 1983, you know, and I had houses my father left, car, everything.
They still wake up, they still go to work, they still post online, but something inside them changes. And today I'm explaining why. Not to scare you, but to help you avoid the same mistakes, the same regrets, and save you time and money. Regret is quiet. Regret doesn't look dramatic, it looks like frustrating. You know, doubt, silence. It looks like scrolling late at night. It looks like questioning your decision alone. People don't post regret, they edit it, they disappear instead from group chats, from calls, from joy. Regret abroad is not loud, it's heavy, and guess what? It's very private. If you want honest conversation like this, subscribe to dostnomad. This channel talks about the realities of traveling to help you shape your decision and also to avoid mistakes and travel stress-free. They regret for wrong reasons. When you have wrong reason for moving, definitely there will be a regret. Escape is the most common reason people move abroad. You know why? Because something happened and they want to escape from that situation. So that escape came out of the blue and without no proper planning for the long term. So they had to escape. So escape is the most common reason people move abroad. The most dangerous. You see, you don't leave problems. You don't leave problems. You relocate them. If you move to run, regret will catch up. If you are unhappy inside, a new country won't heal that. Abroad multiplies pressure. I know people abroad will testify to this. Different rules, different expectations, no safety nets, reality exposes motives. And when that situation arrives, regrets start there. People move because of an escape, and this escape turns into something that they regret later on. Now let's talk about the expectation and then the reality gap. Most people planned the dream, very few planned the reality, and this is where situation gets worse. They imagined the arrival, not survival. They imagined freedom from the escape, reason why they were moving to another country, but they did not imagine the bigger expectation, the responsibility. The bigger the expectation, then the deeper the disappointment. When the expectation is so high and you move to the country and you realize that no, my expectation was so high and you cannot meet that expectation, disappointment starts coming in. Social media widened this gap and many people fall into it blindly because what we see on the social media, all the reels, all the posts, the pictures, everything, there is something behind it. And those things behind it are the realities which are not shared on the social media. Even if it's shared on the social media, there are only few people who will share the realities behind those luxurious lifestyle or things that you see, which shapes your decision. And at the end of the day, when you move to the country, you feel like, oh, why didn't you tell me this? Why didn't you say it will cost this amount of money? Why didn't you see? Then you start asking yourself, you start questioning yourself. So lower your expectation because most people regret because of high expectation. forgetting the reality gap. You see, they also underestimate the daily life. The daily life in our home countries is far different from the daily life when you move abroad. Because in your home country, different systems. Abroad, different systems. The systems aren't same. When you go to the US, the UK, no country has the same system. No, different systems. There may be similarities, but trust me, different systems around the world. So the system in your country shapes your daily life, but the system in moving abroad also shapes your daily life. Different system altogether. So people who move abroad regret because they underestimate the daily life of the place that they went to see. Let me tell you something. When I was in China, you know, as a Ghanaian coming from, Ghana, I wake up in the morning, I prepare myself, I go to work, good weather, even when it's raining. When it's raining, you can just call your boss or send message, you don't go to work. But here, that is the system, okay? But when I moved to China and I started working there, when it's snowing, you're going to work. When it's raining, you're going to work. The only time you don't go to work is when the authorities will send messages to your employers that due to the weather condition, maybe work is suspended for that day. And you see, when work is suspended, no salary. You see that is system. So in your country, you may be working or you may not go to work because of weather condition and you still get paid. But in another country, the daily life there is that work, rain or shine, you go to work. So you see, the daily life is quite different from your home country. So underestimating the daily life will make you regret. Culture shock fades, routine doesn't. You move to a country and then you have some culture shocks. Those culture shocks, you will get used to it, but your daily routine doesn't. Time to work doesn't change. The system doesn't change. So your daily life is where excitement dies because now you come to the realization that, oh, that's quite different from what I was expecting. Your bills, transport, healthcare, paperwork will give you huge stress. In your home country, it's your home country. You don't need to renew any visa. You don't need to go to the immigration and start finding out whether there has been some visa changes or not. It's your home country, so you have no headache when it comes to paperwork. But once you move to a new country, paperwork headache becomes the reality. But these are some of the things travelers like me and you who wants to travel, we don't look at paperwork. How are the paperwork going to be like? Appointments. You see, UK, everything you have to do, you have to go for an appointment. You need to book an appointment. But maybe in your home country, you don't need an appointment. You just get dressed and then you go to the office or the hospital, whatever it is. But in the UK, the system is that you make an appointment. So the daily life is very different. Systems that don't explain themselves. Small frustrations stuck. One delay, one misunderstanding. People who regret underestimated the daily life of the country that they are moving to. So once they get there, they now get tired. They now question themselves, why? It's because these important things were not thoughtful to them before moving. And when your patience is gone, frustration sets in, and then you want to go back to your home country because, this is not the kind of life you were expecting. So, this is where regret quietly grows. And I watch some stories, some videos where 6 months, 1 year, 3 months, they said no, they are tired, they are returning back home. And it's not because the country isn't good, but it's because some of these important things did not shape their decisions. And now, let's talk about the identity and status loss. Back home, you are somebody. You wake up in the morning, your mom is serving you food, and like the king. well known, recognized. Abroad, you restart. Your degree may not count. Your experience may not transfer. And you explain yourself constantly. You question yourself constantly. Confidence at some point will drop. Your self worth shakes. You know why? Because your status loss hurts more than low income. And at this point, many people never talk about it. You see, the reels, the luxurious thing you see on the social media, these things will not talk about it. So it's very important. And these are some of the mistakes that people make moving abroad and then they regret because how can I be a bank manager in my home country and then I'm in the UK and I'm doing a cleaning job? Yo, bro, you didn't think it through. You see, it's not because UK is not a good country. It's not because the cleaning job you're doing is not good. It's not because um, the system there is not good. It's not help. It's because you didn't factor in this thing. Surely I'm going to lose my identity because as a bank manager in your home country, as a manager, as a maybe as a minister, as an assemblyman, as whatever position that you have, whatever status you have in your home country, the moment you move abroad, it changes. No one cares about that status anymore. So you have to restart everything again. And restarting means that learning the system and getting used to it. So you get a cleaning job, you get any job, you do it. But if you are able to psych up on your mind and know that, okay, this country I'm moving to, I am not moving there with my status, you know that is a reality. I was working in Ghana before I moved to China, and my status in Ghana, when I got to China, I had to drop everything, bro, and start all over again. That is the reality. So you start all over again, and then you build up yourself. Now, let's talk about the money meant and financial pressure. There is huge financial pressure abroad. No, yes, you earn more, you earn good money, but also you spend more. So you can have like, you can receive like £3,000, 4,000, £5,000. And at the end of the month, all your expenses is taking chunk of that money. So you earn more and you spend more. Rent eats income. Transport eats income. Taxes will eat your money. No one explained this clearly. So you earn in strong currency like the pounds, like the USD, but save less than expected. And when this reality hits you, financial stress hits also quietly, and then regret grows when effort doesn't match the reward. Moving abroad, accept the realities that yes, you may get a good job and get good money, but at the end of the month, chunk of the money will also go into expenses. And you wouldn't save as much as you wanted to save when you were back in your home country. And one of the mistakes that um, a lot of people do is to compare the currencies. Once they move to a new country, they check the currency and they compare it to their home country currency. I'm like, oh, I'm rich. Bro, you are not rich yet. Take it easy. Loneliness hate different abroad. You see, loneliness abroad is different from loneliness in your home country. You know, maybe in your home country, that sense of community, I mean, you go out, you have some network, but abroad is different. You can be surrounded with a lot of people and still alone. People are polite but distant. Friendship feel temporary. Everyone is busy. Everyone is tired. There are people working 10 hours, 12 hours, 16 hours. They come back from work and they are tired. So, time to chat with you, time to spend with you, like in your home country, It's not like that. And the little time that you will get is when you try and connect with your friends, family back home. And all these things are not thoughtful. So when we move abroad and the reality sets in, we start questioning ourselves. And when people back home start questioning you, hey, when you were here, we were vibing, we were doing all this. But when you moved abroad, you don't call, you don't text, you don't. That's where the reality sets in. Because they don't know, they are asking you different mindsets now. So everyone is tired, everyone is busy going to look for the papers to pay the bills and take care of themselves. So you rebuild friendships again and again and again. And most importantly, you adapt to some. All the countries that I have been to, I have to start all over again, building friendship, getting to know people. I mean, like minded people, networking, and all that. You have to start over and over again. And for some, you adapt to it. Others emotionally shut down. And nobody prepares for this because I know that there are some people who will travel and then watching this video, they will say, oh, I never knew about this until I got to the country. It's because it's didn't you didn't think about that. You didn't put that into the decision making. And this is where many people secretly regret moving abroad because it's all about the fantasies. It's not about the realities on the ground. And once the reality hits you, when you get to the ground, now regret starts coming in. You start questioning yourself and your decisions. It's not because you made a mistake, but because you didn't make thorough um, assessment about your long-term plan and what the realities are moving to that particular country. Let's talk about a social rotation and constant goodbyes. At some point, I have to say goodbye to China, I have to say goodbye to Singapore, Philippines, Vietnam. You see, people leave, visas expire, job ends, communities reset. But it's hard to say goodbye to you. You say goodbye too often. We'll miss you, my friend. It's the norm, it's a reality. You see, attachments feel risky, so you stay guarded. You stay guarded, and isolation deepens. This emotional instability wears people down, and when not managed well, it can affect your mental health. So, when situations like this arise when you are abroad or when you are planning moving abroad, make sure you are doing things that can help you to stay focused. Yes, maybe you made a wrong mm, decision and you are regretted on this. Restart and then don't give up. Now let's talk about the visa life and permanent uncertainties. You see, living on visas changes everything. In your home country, you don't have to go to the immigration every year, 6 months, 3 months, or even every 2 years to renew your visas. But here is the case that you are moving abroad. You didn't think about it that you have to be renewing your visas. And when you got there, every year, every 2 years, or even after 3 years, 6 months, 3 months, you have to be renewing your visas. And then you start thinking, oh, I didn't know about this. This brings regret. Your daily life decisions, you see, everything changes. You delay routes, you hesitate, you are always waiting for renewal, for approval, for permission. You never fully relax when it comes to visa issues when abroad. Even when you are a permanent resident, it's still not certain. You see, this alone sends many people home because it's frustrating. Imagine you living in your home country comfortably and having the opportunity to move abroad. And all of a sudden, you keep renewing your visas. You have to wait, make appointments, they have to approve. And these are the systems that you didn't think about. So because this reality sets in, you start thinking that, oh, I'm gonna go back home, man. I'm gonna go back home. In my home, I'm somebody. So you part and then you move back home. Because initially you didn't think these things through and you didn't have the relative just I am giving to you. So before moving abroad, make sure that you understand the visa systems in the country. The visa that you are traveling with, how many times or how often are you going to renew? Because visas comes with a huge pressure. And when not managed well, emotionally, you can break down. We'll talk about the social and cultural reality shock. You see, no one prepares for subtle solutions. Accent bias in the water. Those accents. Name bias. Sometimes your name is mentioned wrongly. Don't get offended, please. Especially when you move to the Asian countries. Your name will not be pronounced appropriately. Don't get angry. It's not their culture, and they have to learn how to call your name. Like me, Samuel. Okay, when I moved to China, they call me Sam because Samuel is too long for them. That's okay. So you don't get angry when they start to change the name that they are calling you, or you are called with the wrong name. Don't get offended. It's the culture. It's the same thing when they move to your country too. You wouldn't get their name pronounced appropriately. So that's okay. That's part of the culture shock. That's part. You are always the foreigner, no matter how long you stay. You can get your permanent, you can get your citizenship, you can get whatever you want to get. You can even get a key to the country or whatever it is. But hey, you are still a foreigner, no matter how long you stay. No matter your passport, you feel it. Even when no one says it, you feel it. I've been to so many countries, immigration, and no matter the passport that you are holding it, you feel it. You know where you are coming from. You feel it. So even when no one says it, that emotional weight builds regret. Right? No matter how long you stay in the country, you are still a foreigner. So understand the culture shock. And when you don't understand this, then you will really get confused when you move to any country. Cultural differences. So you should expect that when you move to the UK, the culture there is different. When you move to the US, it's different. When you move to any Asian country, it's different. Let's talk about one of the most important things, and that is the shame of returning back home. Some people want to return back home or go back home, but shame stops them. They already announced the success. They already posted arrival photos. Yeah, I mean, you get to the Heathrow Airport, you get to JFK Airport, you get to Dubai Airport, you show those photos. Then who are you to return back with that? So returning feels like public failure because of the pressure you give to yourself. So they they stay, not because they are happy, but because pride won't allow reset. This traps many people longer than they should stay. So when the time comes, maybe things are not going the way it's supposed to go for them. No, should I go home? And then they start thinking, hey, I showed this flashy car, I showed this photo, I posted this, and now I have to go home empty handed. See, that shame of returning, the pride that comes with it also makes them regret. Let me tell you why people don't admit regret. Why? Because of pride. Pride, ego, identity, admitting regret. Yes, admitting a regret does not mean you are a failure. It means resetting and making things much better. So admitting regret feels like weakness. It's no weakness. So people lie, they are not good, but they'll say, I'm good. Oh, everything is fine. Online stories stay shiny. But the offline lives are complicated. Two truths coexist: gratitude and regret. So it makes it difficult for most people to admit. And you see, regretting something does not mean that you are a failure on that particular thing that you did. It means giving room to reset, giving room to learn, giving room to do something new, or giving room to go back to the drawing board and start things. We talk about guilt for regretting. See, people back home are struggling. You silence yourself, you invalidate your pain because some people that you left back home are still struggling to get a job. But regret doesn't disappear because others suffer. Unspoken regret becomes emotional pressure, and pressure breaks people slowly. And once this happens, regret sets in. So be yourself and know yourself and why you want to travel, and accept the realities of moving abroad, because accepting the realities of moving abroad is one of the surest way that you can live stress free. When dream dies, you see, what excited you at 25 may exhaust you at 35. Yes, but you are already deep in the system. So starting again feels terrifying. You want to start again when you are already in. So people stay stuck. Overgrowing the dream creates silent regrets. You see, because you have lived there, you have the dreams, and things are changing. So regret starts coming in. If this video is helping you, please don't forget to like this video. It helps to move the video to other people. And also don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Let me know in the comment section what has been your experience so far, and also what you're putting into consideration moving abroad. And let me know in the comment section as well which of these points I'm raising is relatable to you. Your comments there will help and also guide people to make the right decisions and avoid mistakes and travel regrets. To the most important part, let me tell you how to avoid any regrets. You see, this is how you avoid a regret. Move towards something, not away. You see, move towards something tangible, something realistic, something that is smart. When you are setting goals, you use a smart format, something that is smart. Move towards something that is solid, that aligns with you. Don't just move away. And plan long term. I usually talk about long term because when you plan long term, you are able to have different options. And when things doesn't go well, you know that you have these options to tend to and work towards it. So plan long term. When I was moving to China, I had a long term plan. I knew exactly what I wanted to do, and still talking and asking people what I should do so that I go to the drawing board, and then what I have to take out, I take out. What I have to maintain, I maintain. So my plan to return back home didn't go as planned. So I moved to the second plan, got a visa sponsorship jobs, about 3 jobs, and I had to decide which of them to choose, and things going on, go on, go on, go on. So long-term plan helps a lot when you want to move abroad without regrets. And also to avoid regret, you should not plan based on emotions and not the fantasies and the pictures you see out there. Yes, your family, your friends are looking beautiful and handsome, living good life abroad, showing it on their social media. Fantastic. I like that. When I see it, I'll like it. Remember that. But the questions to ask them are, what are the realities behind all those happy smiles? When you get to understand this, your decisions are not made based on emotions or the excitement you see on the social media, but you make decisions that will align with you. Choose alignment and not image. Don't choose image. Vietnam looks beautiful. Singapore, amazing. One of the cleanest country in the world. In fact, the strongest passport in the world. UK, wonderful. Solid currency. America, Australia, New Zealand, China. Choose alignment. These countries, ask yourself, does these countries or do these countries align with you? And not just the image of the country, not how beautiful it is, not how, because you're not going to live with the beautiness of those countries. You are going to live with the systems. The beauty is a secondary matter. The system is the primary matter. Ask hard questions. Before leaving Ghana, I had some elderly people around me, and anytime I meet them, I ask them questions. I ask them questions, a lot of questions, and different answers coming from them. And these things shaped my mind. So when I go to China, things got difficult. I get to remember some of these things I asked these elderly people because they had extensive traveling, and my situation may be different from their situation, but because they have extensive traveling, at least there are some things I can pick up from them and then add it to mine. And I just did that. So ask hard questions. What am I willing to lose? What support do I need? Or what support do I have? Because you see, traveling without a support is quite difficult, especially when you find yourselves in a difficult situation and you need help. Who are you going to call? Who is that person that you can call and will be there for you? Who is that person that you can call for an advice and the person will not be judgmental and the person will look at the situation and help you? Who believes in that dream that you have that you can call? That is the support system. So, what support do you have? To avoid regret, make sure you ask yourself these questions. Ask yourself, what am I going to the country to do? If you want to avoid regret, ask these questions. What am I going to this country to do? For a visit and return back to my home country? For studies? For work? What is my plan moving to this country? These things, these hard questions, brings you to the reality board. And then once you understand it, you make the right decisions. And don't forget that. What version of myself am I building? Because whichever country that you move to, you are building yourself. So, what kind of version do you want to build for yourself? That after all is said and done, you know that yes, I'm on the right path and then I'm doing the right things to build myself. Preparation beats motivation. Once you prepare on the realities, motivations become secondary. I hope you go to the reality board and then ask yourself these hard questions and then make decisions. I had people who had asked me those hard questions. Before China, I had admission to Cyprus, I tried Canada, Germany. But you see, there were some people, some elderly people, when I speak to them, they'll ask myself, do you think this country will help you? See, that's the alignment. Do you think after your studies or whatever you're going there to do, because I was going for studies, do you think after studies this country will help you? Do you think that after studies coming back home, this country experience you get there will help you? It's not that they don't want you to travel, but they have traveled before with so many years. And so when they questioned me, I also look at the question and ask myself, is it the right choice? I look myself, does this country really align with me? And if it does, I will explain my decision to them. There were some who did not agree. There were others who also believed in my decision. Altogether, helped a lot. So ask yourself question if you want to avoid regret. Just in a summary, let me tell you, to avoid regret, ask yourself hard questions, the reality questions, the beautiness and the everything that you see on the social media. Ask your family and friends the realities. Ask yourself, what are you going to do? Know what you are going to do and ask questions based on that. Not just any question. Sometimes I get people who will send me email and messages and I look at the question, I don't know what they are trying to ask, even though I wish to explain, but I don't know the angle to do, and I have to ask them, what do they mean by that? So get to know what you want to do in that country. And once you do that, it helps you to make your decision. It helps you to avoid any problems in any country that you may find yourself. There's no perfect traveling. You'll still face situations, you'll still face the stress. But when you prepare very well with the realities on board, the stress reduces a lot, regret moves away. If you have watched this video to this point, please do me a favor, like this video, because liking this video will help the video get to other people who need to watch this and to help them avoid regrets and travel stress-free and also save money and not pay money to any fake agents and also save you time as well. This will be my final point on this. You see, regret doesn't mean you were wrong. It means that you were unprepared. You see, moving abroad is not a miracle, it's a trade off. The mistakes isn't moving, the mistakes isn't about what you decided or not decided, but you see, it's romanticizing it. All right, it's romanticizing. The mistake isn't moving, it's romanticizing. Respect the cost and choose consciously. When you do that, it helps you to avoid regrets. And there are many people who, most people who regret abroad because of these things. If you are thinking about moving abroad, don't chase fantasy. Build a reality, you see, because it helps a lot. What is a reality? The reality in your home country is totally different from the reality in any country that you are moving to because different systems everywhere. Subscribe to dostnomad. This channel exists for honest conversations, talk about the realities of moving abroad, and also to share with you real life experiences to shape your decision, to avoid regrets, to save money, and also to save your time and have a stress-free travel because moving abroad on fantasy, moving abroad based on fantasies, moving abroad based on the wrong decision, or even choosing the wrong country which does not align with your dreams and your career aspirations can make life unbearable for you abroad. Thank you for watching this video. Please don't forget to subscribe, like this video, share, and let me know in the comment section which point of this resonates with you. And also, your experience should be in the comment section to help others travel without no regret. I appreciate your time watching this video. I'll see you in the next one. My name is dostnomad. Peace.